The IEC confirmed November the 18th and 19th as voter registration weekend. Provincial officers are today briefing the nation on their readiness in the Western Cape. A state of readiness, a media briefing took place in the morning. The purpose of the registration weekend is to ensure that all eligible citizens are registered to vote and ready to participate in the upcoming 2024 National and Provincial Elections. Corbin August spoke to the provincial IEC head, Michael Hendrickse.
The IEC in the province saying that they are ready and well prepared for the upcoming voter registration weekend in the province this weekend, happening on the 18th and the 19th, that's Saturday and Sunday. Now, it's all systems go here. The IEC, of course, they have thousands of staff members who will be out at their voting stations. There are around 1,500 voting stations in the Western Cape. And all eligible voters who are not currently registered have been called on to come out in their numbers this weekend to register so that they will be in a position to make their mark count come voting day. But joining us now to talk more about the IEC's readiness here in the province, we are joined now by the Provincial Electoral Officer in the province for the IEC, Mr. Michael Hendrickse. Michael, thank you so much for talking to us.
Good morning.
So, Michael, let's just maybe take it from the top. Just this weekend, just the planning and the preparation that has gone into this upcoming voter registration weekend.
Look, in order for us to be able to open up our 1,572 voting stations across the province, we needed to recruit staff, and we recruited just under 4,700 staff members that we trained in order for them to be deployed at our voting stations across the province. It also meant that we had to deploy close to just over 3,100 of our voter management devices. These are devices, it's almost a tablet that we used in order to register voters. It is now a paperless process, very quick and easy. We only need the voter to produce either their smart card ID, their the green book ID, or a temporary identity certificate. So across the province, the staff is ready and willing and able. And as you said, we're calling on all eligible South Africans in this province to come out and register. And even if you are registered, just come and check your registration details also. Make sure that we have your correct address, because sometimes people have moved and you don't always realize the last time that you moved, you forgot to update your voting details.
And maybe just, can you give us a picture of what the numbers are looking like now? What are the current registration figures, and then what's the balance with the people who are still eligible to vote and who hasn't been it yet?
So at the moment we have 3.128 million voters, which is an increase from the number of voters we actually had 2 years ago in the local government election, where we just had 3.11 million voters. And importantly, when you look at the voting age population in the province, now remember, census just did Stats SA did the census, and they reckon that there are 5 million odd voting age population. In other words, these are people who are 18 and older, because remember, you can. So if we only count voting age population, then 61% of the voting age population of the province are already registered. It's still relatively low. We'd like to push it up more. The other aspect of our registration details, if we unpack the age breakdown, and we just look at, for example, the under 29s, 18 till 29, we have about 406,000 youth who are registered. So that is the relatively smaller number compared to, say, the other age groups. And therefore, it's important for us to call on especially the young people to come out and register. It's an opportunity for you to make social economic change through voting for representatives of your choice. It is an opportunity for you to raise your opinion in a way that it's actually meaningful. Not just putting on a post somewhere, but taking it physically, marking a ballot paper, and so that people know this is the choice that you have made and your opinion matters.
And with regards to equipment and the materials that need to be supplied to all the voting stations, is all of that on track? How's that looking?
So what we're doing is we're deploying 2 BMDs per voting station. We have also ensured that all our voting stations have the necessary furniture, like tables and chairs, etc. So everything has been set up. So we've made sure that there where we have temporary stations, for example, we have 29 tents that we have to use because there's simply no permanent structure available. We make sure that there's sanitation, that there's water as well, and that, for example, even if there's load shedding, over the weekend. Our VMD device, the tablet, can still work offline. So we can still take your details. We simply will update it when there is connectivity. So everything has been sorted out. Our stations have been procured. Our material is there. And we have the people that are waiting to service our population.
Okay, and then with regards to the voting stations, how is it looking for the opening times and the closing times?
Yes. So they were open at 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock, both on Saturday and on Sunday. So any time between then, we ask people to come to the station and register or re-register as the case may be. So they're all open, 8 till 5 on Saturday and on Sunday, the 18th and 19th of November.
Okay. And then maybe we could just go back again to the youth and trying to get them to come out more, to also come and register and also eventually vote. Just some of the initiatives that the IEC is conducting just to promote that youth.
You know, we have an outreach program, and we're concentrating a lot on young people. So what we do, for example, in this province, we have a very good working relationship with the Western Cape Education Department, where we actually visit schools to do voter education. We also do voter registration at these schools, or simply just leave behind pamphlets to say, listen, this is how you register. It's an easy process. So we're working very closely with them. We also assist the department with their RCL, which is their Represented Learner Council elections. So we do a lot of work with the education department in that particular regard. So we do about 200 school visits a year across the province. We also have an initiative with tertiary institutions. We launched it in the Belleville campus of Seaput, and we go to all the campuses. We do voter registration on the campuses. We do workshops with their leadership groups, with their seminars with them. And this is not only the universities, but all our TVET colleges across the province too. So we have very good working relationship with all of the tertiary institutions, again, as part of, but that just deals with your organized youth, if you want to put it that way. Your unorganized youth, we access through organizations, youth organizations, faith-based organizations, you know, so that we can continuously engage them. And then we also have our teams of people will go to where people are meeting, whether it's a SASA point, a clinic, a two-song center, taxi rank. Our people go out there and engage and talk about education, and even if we can, register. So we do a lot of work, not just over registration weekend, but continuously throughout the year.
Okay. And are there any specific areas that you can pinpoint where you maybe think the voter registration is a bit low, that you maybe need to target?
No, particularly I don't actually have specific figures where I can say, look, you're in a particular area, because you need to be able to know how many people are there in the first place to make a comparative. So I don't have a specific area where I can say this is low or not. So we're literally aiming across the province, and also obviously because the metro has the largest number of people, also within the metro areas, where we're going full steam across the board to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to register. We cannot say, oh, we're only going to go to one area or not another area. Another issue I need to highlight is the issue of crime. And a lot of people are affected in their daily lives by the prevalence of crime in their situation. And it's unfortunate. And we are aware of the fact that, yes, as much as we ask people to come out and register, people live with a shadow of crime in their neighborhoods. And we work closely with the police services to assure that people have access to come out. But we must always be mindful of the fact of the reality of poverty, unemployment, and inequality in our province that impacts on people's ability and their willingness to engage. But we need to, notwithstanding all of that, break through those barriers so that everyone has the opportunity at the end of the day to have a say in who will be the government in this province and who will be the government of our country.